Hey, listen,
kids, don't do drugs. Like, seriously.
They don't understand. They ain't gonna get it. No,
What's up? Welcome to another episode of the Don't Tell Mom
The big 1-5.
podcast. Oh, it is 1-5. No,
That's 15.
we're the big ones.
We're the big 5.
And we're on number 5,
on
episode number 5.
Yes.
Golly, what is going on? This is crazy.
This
We've
has been crazy.
moved everything around. I feel like it's been like a month since we did a podcast.
That's because usually we do it a lot earlier than this, but right now we're doing it on the day of it.
Oh
going
yeah.
out. Yeah. It's
Hey guys, what's up?
Tuesday.
This is like practically live.
It is practically live.
Hey,
It's
we
a
should
2
tweet-
times Tuesday,
We
for
should,
real.
It is a 2 times Tuesday. Oh yeah, we should tweet something real quick and get some like live tweets.
Ooh, that would be good. This is very unplanned. We didn't even think.
That'll go like
didn't
we'll
think
be
about
talking
doing
about
that.
them right now.
I mean, seriously, because this is going up. So hopefully we do this right, because we don't have any chance to like make it better. No beeps.
Yeah.
This one, you know what I mean?
Oh yes. God, I can't do 2 things at once all of a sudden. I'm like, you know that thing where you're like pat your thing and rub your thing and pat your
Rub your thing and pat your belly? No. Okay,
I'm
listen.
trying to
Well,
type.
you type, and I'm
Okay.
going to tell everybody what we're doing today. So, hey, listeners. Hey, vloggers.
Follow me on Twitter at Culligan27.
Oh, plug. So, follow Cullen and follow me, too. I don't even know what my Twitter is. I think it's the Southern FML.
Yes.
No
Yes.
pun intended.
Yes.
So, today we have decided that we are going to talk about Dad. a little
Yes.
bit.
It was crazy how this all kind of happened. We were talking the other day. You have a story from your trip. She just got back from a fun trip and had something in the airport happen.
Yeah. that
And
was
then
good.
when we were redoing all this behind us, we threw some of Dad's whitey tighties up behind us.
For those of you watching, yeah, we got some of Dad's whitey tighty. So we were going through his old like suitcase, and it's just weird, you know, nasal spray and whitey tighties. It's like old man stuff. But
Yes.
sorry for all the old men.
Pause.
you know.
Pause real quick. If y'all are new to our podcast, we are brother and sister.
Hey.
And we're talking about stories that we normally wouldn't tell Mom, but we have, you know, over time, and
Yeah, the beans have been spilled.
hearing all the goodies from y'all too. So
Yeah.
welcome. Okay,
Welcome.
now go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, just a little recap. Hey, this is who we are. So yeah, we were talking about Dad. This is what happened. I'll tell my story first. So I'm walking through the airport yesterday. I'm coming back from Denver, which it was so much fun. I had such a good time in Denver. I lived there forever, so it was good to see all my friends. But I'm coming home, right, and I'm in the airport, and you know those little walkie fasty thingies? You know what I'm talking about? Where you walk faster? They just
it's
want
like
you to
you're
put a move on it.
in the future. It's just
Okay.
like shh.
Hey, let me just go ahead and stop right there and tell all of you dinky heads that want to stand on the walkie fasty thingy. That thing is not for just sitting there
Just
lazy.
like putting your elbow up on the thing.
And there's also a fast lane and a slow lane. So if you're gonna just stand there, if you're gonna walk all mosey along, just like get to the right side. It's just like traffic, and then the left side are for people that are on the move. Okay,
Yeah,
so anyway,
yeah.
I'm getting on one of these. I just had to, I was like, let me just bitch for a minute. Okay, so
The fun in traveling though, I could not do some of the traveling these people that are listening to do. Like,
oh, I know.
oh,
Yeah,
I can do it a
all the
couple times,
time.
but then I'm just like exhausted after I get back. Like,
I love it, man. I was in the airport literally.
I
Like,
do love it,
I
but-
love the airport.
Yeah, no, you're
I have
right.
like my ritual. I go get like a mini pan pizza
Right.
for the Pizza Hut, and I get my like gossip magazine and a Coke, and I go and I sit and I wait for my plane and read my magazine.
do you remember that age when you like finally figured the airport out on your own, and like you think I still think I'm the shit whenever I'm walking through the airport. I'm like, yeah, I know what gate I'm going to. Let's go. I'm gonna hit that Panda Express on the way up.
I can get on the walkie fasty thing, no problem. I don't even stumble when the train takes off.
And you like plan everything out right to where you can have like a sit down meal and get to your gate and charge your phone.
Yeah, you got
you
it
know,
all.
and you're like, I am an adult.
Yeah, you already downloaded movies on your iPad
Yeah,
from the day
yeah.
before, so you had everything.
You posted your Instagram of your above head shot, you know,
Yeah.
the point of view where everything's like flat on the ground and at different angles. And
See, that's Cullen's life. I don't know. That's not the rest of us. We're not thinking angles in the middle of the airport, I don't think.
No.
But it's funny because the walkie, I was talking about the walkie fasting thing, and every time I think about that, the walkie fasting thing, I think about Corey. And he's walking through the airport with all all his these are like a bunch of his work buddies that he'd been on a work trip. And so he's talking to this guy and he like goes to get on the walkie fasting thing and just eats it. Like, damn. Like, and if y'all seen Corey before, my husband, he is a big dude. So it was just really funny. Like he's this big, and so anyway, he fell. He's telling me about it, and I'm just so embarrassed for him, just listening to him. You know what I mean? Because everybody's watching everybody on the walkie fasting.
Well, some of those are flying. Like when they'll sweep your feet out from under you,
They
like
will.
literally. And like if we all
you don't know
work
what you're doing.
right?
You got the people that stop before, and they're like, "Okay, all right, wait, ready, go." Like they gotta like play.
We're all walking at different speeds in life and different speeds in time, and then all of a sudden that thing hits your foot, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Oh, and we're off.
Oh
So
my gosh! You
gotta keep pace.
Get a little whip back going, like whoa. Try not to tip over your suitcase because it's on the two
But
wheels.
what do you do if you fall on one of those things? So Corey's walking through and he's talking to his buddies. He's got his backpack, he's got his luggage. So he falls, he eats it on the walkie. Then he jumps up real quick and continues on his story like nothing had happened. That's what he tells me. I mean, what would you do? I guess that's an appropriate response to that embarrassing situation.
It's kind of like looking at that.
act like it happened.
Act like there's like a rock in the way or like a crack in the. Like you get back up and you get.
Like you look at the floor like it's just shaming it. Like you tripped me, floor.
You kind of like get down on your hands and knees and just like look around like what was under there? You're like, that floor just bit me.
Get up, brush it off, keep going. But anyway,
Hang on, time out before you actually get to the point of this whole story.
Which is they're hard to come by. Go ahead.
The topic for today's show. Before you get to that, let me interrupt you one more time. What should the tweet say? What should they tweet us?
Oh yeah, hey y'all. So if y'all are
Hey, y'all, we're
tweeting,
filming episode 5 of
For you-
Don't Tell Mom right now, and it goes up immediately when we're finished. Tweet us
some Don't Tell Mom stories. Some of your
tweet us
favorite,
some-
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Or you could say some of the stories, which is what we're doing today, for the theme of the day, which is what I'm trying to get to. So anyway, I'm walking the airport before I'm trying to get on one of the walkie fasty thingies, and there's like these two children eating ice cream in my way. So I'm like, ugh, like because you're going, you're like on a pace. Well, anyway, I hear their dad, like, he's trying to pull them, or, like, he's talking to them about their ice cream. And they're eating the ice cream. He goes, all right, y'all don't tell your mother, okay? So I hear this, and I'm like, oh, that's such a great topic.
Yes.
Because we were talking about what was our topic going to be today. And this is great because it's all the times that dad has told you, don't tell your mother. Don't tell your mother. Or you can't tell mom, I'll let you do this. I'm going to let you do it, but you can't tell mom. I mean, how many times have you heard that? Because I've heard it a few.
You just heard it yesterday.
Yeah.
In the airport.
I know, exactly. So it's funny that everybody kind of does that.
Some of them are like, little ice cream cone.
Yeah, don't tell moms.
White ice cream cone lies.
Yeah.
And then some of them are a little more serious.
And have you done this? Have you
I don't
done
know
this
if
with
this-
your kids?
I don't know if this tweet's going to work or make sense without actually telling or talking about
Oh,
if I
okay.
say,
We'll go
"Choose your
live.
favorite."
We're kind of live. We're kind of sort of live. That's your checky thing. So we're kind of. I don't have my words today. I just didn't bring them with me. I'm sorry.
Your checky thing, your fast checky thing. What is this?
I just don't have my words today. I can't help it. So Colin's gonna check that, but I think the point for the tweet was that we were gonna see if anybody could get. Let's see if they can get us in some live questions fast enough for us to answer them while we're doing our podcast. I mean, this is ridiculous though. We've got too much going on. I think.
I'm just gonna say, don't tell mom stories. Your favorite
Don't tell mom stories. Yes, exactly.
here we
So that's our topic for the day. Is all the times that your dad had said, "Hey, you can do this, but you can't tell your mother. You can do this, don't tell mom." Right?
Yes.
And then Cullen, he was. What was it that you were talking about? The chess piece.
Yeah. When we were setting up
just a
this,
minute ago.
when we were setting up this new little set here, if y'all have noticed, I still haven't gotten to turn the light on. I found this chess piece back there with my stuff and Dad's next to Dad's whitey tighties.
Yeah, all the dad stuff.
And
It's
it just like hit me. It was like that part of the movie when the Goonies, speaking of, when the Goonies are climbing in the attic and they find this old treasure map and they're all kicking over all these ancient artifacts and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, this would make sense. Me and Brittany's first.
Yeah, I don't know which one's right. I honestly don't know.
What is crazy is like the English language. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. how he taught me to play chess. He taught us to play chess. And our first video that we filmed together was when we were playing chess.
Yeah, it was.
And it all
That's how we came up with the "Don't Tell Mom" thing.
Yeah, it all like linked together. So I was like, oh, we got to talk about Dad today.
Yeah,
like,
we do.
Let's talk about, and I got a couple stories too. So
Yeah, we both, I think, have some stories. And on the way over here, first of all, I want to say thank you to our mom, a.k.a. Granberry, who came and was on our podcast last week. It was awesome having her. It was a little hard. It was kind of a learning curve for us as having a guest on because we couldn't see her. So the way that we have things set up, like she was kind of sitting behind us. And so it was kind of weird, but I'm glad that we did that little learning curve. And then now, as you can see, we've kind of changed our set around. This was our original idea for our set, so we're working with that. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it.
YouTube.com.
Yes, YouTube.com.
/ the Don't Tell Mom podcast.
Bam. And so we're moving our guests, when we do have people on that we want to talk to, we're going to move them to where they're actually sitting in front of us more and we can see them and kind of interact
And, like,
better. So
yeah, it'll be like here instead of like, whoa, hey Mom, what up back there?
Right.
Choo choo.
Choo choo.
You're the
What's up,
caboose.
Granberry? So it's like I said, thanks for bearing with us with all this stuff, guys, because we are learning. But so what was I talking about? What was the point of me telling them all that? So oh yeah, Granberry. So I'm on the way over here and I'm talking to Granberry on the phone. I want to say thank you to her though for coming last time. And I wanted to talk to her and ask her if she ever found out of any of these times that her dad was like, hey, don't tell your mother, or what she could remember. So she told me a really good one too. This was actually a really big one. It wasn't an ice cream size. It wasn't a little mini ice cream size don't tell mom. It was a big don't tell mom. So
What was it? Who should we start with? Yours, mine, or
well, let's start with Granberry.
mine's is not. I mean, everybody's does
probably done that.
Yeah,
maybe.
so
I probably
I'll
not
just-
everybody, but
I'll get mine out of the way.
okay. All right, go ahead. Tell us.
When I was 18, or I think I was either 17 or 18, I went to Mexico.
Ooh,
Sorry,
ay,
did I say it right?
Yes.
Mexico, with Dad, where he had his warehouse where he's running his business. And I was helping him drive the Bobcat and like see the warehouses and see the setup and see the production lines and all that stuff because I'd grown up helping him like fill these umbrella bases with cement and do all this stuff.
Dad was an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He had a lot of different ideas.
We'll get to that story in a minute. So I went to Mexico to help him, and I was still 4 years away or whatever from being able to have anything to drink, alcoholic wise. And we were there, and 18 was the legal drinking age, and I think I was still 17. I can't remember, but he just said,
Here you
"Have
go.
fun. Don't tell your mother."
Today you become a man.
I mean, he didn't stop me. It wasn't like he just.
How weird was that though? Like drinking in
Acknowledged
front
it.
of your parents. Wasn't that weird the first
Couple times, yeah, it was kind of like you tried to hide it, or not necessarily hide it, but not just like flaunt it or hold
Right.
it. You're like go over, take a big sip, and then walk back over.
You're not
and-
running through the party screaming, shot, 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 shot. No, not the first couple times anyway.
Yeah, but then after that, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't remember when it actually came. The first time you take a cooler over to your parents' house or something.
Right? Yeah. And then it's like, it's on. Like,
You
you offer your dad a beer.
You're in.
That's the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, or he calls you on the way and is like, "Can you pick me up a 6-pack?"
Yeah.
It's like,
oh
what?
my God, we could do that now.
We're like in with Dad.
It's
Like,
funny because I actually did that one time before I was 21 with a fake ID,
I did too.
that
I
was
did too.
that was actually another don't tell your mother.
yes, I've got that.
But pick me up a 6-pack. I know you got fake.
Hey, we should do fake ID stories. I've got a couple.
Yeah, you do, right?
Okay.
I still remember mine's name, but I don't even want to say it because what if she's listening right now?
Yeah, no.
Like I could spell it and everything. She had the weirdest name, and she was way skinnier than me and blonde and like skinny face and
Hang on, don't
totally
don't
different.
don't tell the.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I got
That's
like a
another day.
whole story about getting mine, what happened when I got mine, what happened after.
Oh my God! Okay, that's a whole nother podcast right there.
Write it down.
So good.
Anyway, so yeah, so he let me drink, and then like we were staying in the same hotel room that night, and I ended up like having a lot of fun with all the amigos down there.
Yeah.
And he like introduced.
Did you
me
go to a donkey show?
No, no, that's a little lower south in Mexico.
Oh, okay, but you heard about it. Y'all thought about it.
Yeah.
You had
But no, we did end up running from the cops that night, or one of those nights.
Oh, gosh, I remember that.
The Spanish or the Mexican police, like It was
God.
crazy. I don't even know what happened. I
remember
couldn't
that.
like figure out what was going on.
You were at
know?
like some fiesta. You were at like some birthday party or something.
Yeah, some
shit went down.
quinceañera. It was like when the girl becomes of age or like 15, turns 15
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
a big deal. Yeah,
And,
that's our
um,
sweet 16 is the same thing.
I like had to go get a tuxedo rented with this guy. Like he was the son of the partner with Dad, and like he introduced me and showed me all around town. Before I knew it, I'm in some like after party, like not even knowing what's going on, and like
poor
I feel like
innocent
I had
Colin.
like culture shock. It was like, what is going on? We're like in this. It was like one of those nice Mexican mansions, like. With all this slate and tile and all that, like fancy, and I'm like, is something about to go down? And I'm gonna be the only
American, the gringo.
gringo over here. Yeah, I was getting nervous and like, and then all of a sudden the cops showed up and everybody just took off
running.
And I think one of them was wearing a Santa Claus hat. And they were jumping through these fields, and I was just sitting there. I was just like, "Run, Forrest, run!" I had
not
no
used to
idea.
doing that,
I had no
no.
idea where I was going, and one of the guys ended up getting caught, and they paid the security guards like $25 to let him go.
What?
And that was it.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it was insane, and like. I was just lucky to get away, So
Yeah.
I just got back to my hotel room at like 4 a.m, and Dad is not even back to the hotel room yet.
He was at his own party.
And there was another time he said, "Just don't tell your mother."
Yeah, let's just leave that out. I wonder if Mom even knows about this.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You've told her since then?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think
Okay.
that's come out because he like would
I
just
didn't know.
yeah. He came in at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun was coming up, and then he got up and started working. It was
Hey.
just like
Hey, one thing we can say about Dad is he was a good time Charlie, okay?
Yes.
We like to have him a good time. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's where I get it from is my dad. My dad was he liked to go out, have fun, be
Yes,
social. So,
yes.
well, I'm glad that you didn't get in big trouble. Did you get in trouble for
I
this?
didn't get in any trouble. No,
Yeah,
I even got my
perfect.
tuxedo returned in time. I think.
Yes, right.
And like having to deal with the money difference and the language barrier, it was crazy. It was
Yeah.
it was like one of those eye-opening moments in my life that Dad introduced me to about
Yeah.
like how there's other people out there that are completely different than you,
Yeah.
and are still killing it in life. Like
Right? I love
and like
that.
it was just like it was
That's-
just like he like let me just like go explore.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
and
I was
and
just
it's
like,
funny because
whoa.
like the quinceanera thing, like my best friend's Mexicano and her daughter just had her 15th, and like y'all, that's a big deal. I don't know if y'all know, but like it's crazy that they
Oh,
have
it's
this.
huge.
We have the Sweet 16. We're from different countries. That's one of the things I love about traveling is seeing all the different countries, but everything is the same in each country, which is there's always drama with friends and they're
Yeah,
gossiping, and then you got the families that love each other and that are most important, and you got church, and you got everybody's got their different religions and all
There
these
was this-
different cultures.
I
It's crazy.
Yeah. I was in between girlfriends at the time, I think, when I went and with Dad, and there was this like amiga that was like, who is this? Who is this gringo? And then somebody told me that she had another dude that was wanting to, like. He's like, Colin, come here. Sorry, I'm not trying to like impersonate. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. Something's about to happen. We're about to get like, there's
Yeah.
there's
about to get a
drug related,
fight.
and gangs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the mafia or the cartel.
No,
Oh, no,
No,
I'm just
there
kidding.
wasn't.
But in your head, that's what you see on the movies and the
Yeah,
TV
the
shows and
news.
stuff. And I was so like, and I'm just like freaking out, like it's
Am I
young,
in trouble?
young
You're running
Cullen.
from the law, falling in love,
Yeah.
like getting your first beer.
Yeah,
Like this
yeah.
is like the best, trip of your life.
I never went back.
When
but-
Cullen went from a boy to a man.
But he told me don't tell Mom a couple times on that
Yeah.
one trip.
That
Don't-
one trip.
Don't
You got
tell your
your
mother.
10 of 'em in the
Oh
bag.
yeah, so that was interesting. But
Yeah,
what
you need to get your story straight on that one. That seems like that all weekend. But
Yeah.
that's crazy. I love your your dad don't tell me mom
Don't
story.
tell dad.
And mine is a little different. So it's funny. We were just talking about fake IDs. I was actually 15 years old, and so I wanted to go skydiving. Okay, and you couldn't
yeah.
you had to be 18 in order to go skydiving. Without parental consent. Well, of course, I didn't have my parents' consent on any of this. So I had a friend of mine. Anyway, I got my fake ID. So it said I was 19 or something on my ID. And I'm 15. I've never been on a plane before in my life, and I've decided I want to go jump out of one. So, so I tell a friend of mine, he has a car and all this, and he is 18, and I tell my dad, he's a neighbor, a friend of ours, and I tell my dad and mom on a Sunday that I'm going to the library to study with my friend Sarouche.
Sunday?
On a Sunday, okay? Like, he believed that. Like, anybody was buying that I was going to the library on a Sunday. Like, it just, I mean, it's stupid to think about now. Like, I thought I had all my bases covered. No, I did not. So, Dad, of course, Mom and Dad, I don't know if it was just Dad or Mom or whatever, but anyway, Dad's the one that got in the car and actually followed us, okay? Followed us all the way past Hoover Library and all the way to Pell City, where we pulled up into a airport parking lot.
Man.
And then I see
He followed you that
he
whole
followed
way?
me 45 minutes and almost an hour drive to the skydiving site. Okay, and I'm all excited. We're gung ho. We're so
Did he
excited. to
see?
get
Like,
this.
did you know he was following you
No,
the
I
whole
had no
time?
idea. We had a tail. I had no idea. We caught a tail. So Dad's following us, and we pull up, and a couple seconds later, Dad's truck pulls up behind us. Oh man, you know that feeling, like busted. So he gets out of the car.
We're studying, Dad. We're studying the laws of gravity.
Yeah, right. This is a school project. Don't worry about it. So I get out of the car and I'm like, oh man, I'm in big trouble. And my friend's like, oh boy, you're in trouble, you know. And I go over and he says, what do you know, this doesn't look like the library, I think he said, being a smart ass as usual. He
Yeah.
said, I said, Dad, listen, I really want to go skydiving. And I thought Dad was going to get really upset with me because I was his daughter. You know, like he didn't want me jumping out of a plane. But he was like, look, Brittany, I'm going to let you do this. But if you tell your mother that I know, I will kill you. He said, do whatever you do. Do not tell your mother, and I'll let you do it. Because it had
Oh, my
actually
gosh.
it had been like a lifetime dream of Dad's to go skydiving.
Right.
Which I knew that was like a bucket list thing for him to do. And later on in his life, he was 55. I took him on his 55th
Wait, so
birthday.
did he do it with you that day?
No, not that day.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
day. So
okay.
my dad was a chain smoker. Okay, he smoked cigarettes, and it's funny because my friend's mom, she was actually there to watch her son go. You know, like she knew he was of age and everything.
Right.
Oh, and then Dad, he asked me, he said, how are you even going to do this? Don't you need me to sign? Because I ain't signing for anything. And I said, no, I got it. Don't worry about it.
That's
and he
what
just
I think
shaking
I
his
need.
head. Yeah. And then I'm having to spill the beans on my
Oh,
face.
you got busted
Two
on two
times.
things.
2 times.
He's just searching the car next.
Dang it. I was like, listen, I just said, just don't worry about it. I got this, right? So I go in and I give him my fake ID and I sign all of my life away, you know. And we go up and I'm in the airplane. And like I said, first time I've ever been on an airplane. And this airplane, y'all, it looks like I would have had to jump out of it. You know what I mean? Like it was this
Yeah.
small little
One of
broke
those-
down,
yeah.
little like 2-seater, I mean, rusted up little plane and old plane. And we get up there, and this is the crazy thing about that trip that I really remember is that the guy, I was going tandem, you know, with somebody else. And so the professional I'm strapped to, we had to scoot to the edge of the plane, and we're about to roll out of this airplane to, you know, maybe our death. We don't know. It's first time. And we're about to roll out, and right as we're rolling off the seat, he says, wait, you're not attached. And I swear, I thought I was going to, like, that was the scary. You're already scared because you're rolling your body outside of a plane, and then I hear the guy behind me say, wait, you're not attached.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm supposed to be attached to him all the way, you know, so I was just like, you know. It was
Took you a
so
good, like,
crazy.
3 seconds to
He
figure
was just
out.
joking with me. I was
Yeah.
like, you just made me crap myself. Thanks, thanks a lot, bud. But
I've seen that one where the guy jumps off the bungee, like off the bridge. Have you seen that? I think this guy's jumping off a bridge, doing his bungee for the first time, I think, somewhere tropical, you know, one of those things. And as he's, you know, doing the countdown, 1, 2, 3, jump! The guy jumps. And he was facing the inspector, so he was doing a backwards bungee jump.
Okay.
And so as the guy jumps, he has this huge rope, like 3 foot, just big rope.
yeah, bungee rope.
Under no, it was even more dramatic than that almost. But he just like takes it out of his back pocket or something and just tosses it up in the air. And he's like, "Wait!" And so the guy just sees like a big old piece of rope go flying as he's falling. Oh my
no.
God. Do you know my heart would drop?
I would die. I would be
Like-
so mad. I would like sue them. I
Oh my
think.
God, because you don't know, like, until you get back up there if it was, like, actually going to snap.
Yeah, right? Like, you
God.
gotta wait until the very end.
That would just,
But-
that would kill me. That would take everything away from it. So
Yeah, it was scary for sure. So that was what I remembered about the actual jumping in. But here's the thing with Dad. So my buddy's mom, because my buddy's on the same plane as me. My buddy's mom is standing next to my dad, and they're watching this little plane go up. So you can imagine if you're a dad and you have a daughter or whatever, if you have a child and you're watching your 15-year-old daughter go up in an airplane and jump out of it. So he's standing at the bottom, and my dad's a chain smoker, and he is just the lady. Listen to this. So the lady next to him, my friend's mom tells me later on when I get down that Dad had lit a cigarette and he and he's waiting on me and I jump out of the plane and he sees this little speck of a body that he created jumping out of this airplane and I'm just plummeting down. And she said that he takes a drag of that cigarette and he doesn't stop dragging that cigarette till he saw my chute open. She said that he just, red in the face, smoked this whole cigarette down to the bottom. In one hit, he smoked it. And then he saw my chute open. He goes, like she made it, He said,
oh my gosh.
He told everybody, he said, I got too much money invested in that one. I'm not ready to let that one go.
And then you ended up taking him later in his...
later in life. So I knew that was like a dream of his. And so
I've got that video somewhere. I think I've posted it on the internet.
Yeah.
I need to find it.
It was good. It was that had the song. We got a video made when Dad went skydiving later
American
on.
Woman.
I went with him too, and Annie went with him. Listen to this story of Annie skydiving. So Annie's got some big old boobies, okay? And Annie is skydiving, and she says that when he pulled the cord to let the chute open, a strong gust of wind had hit him just at the same time. And she said it jerked her so hard, it bruised her arms because the way that the wind was going when the chute opened, it just pulled so hard and jerked them so hard that Annie's just crying. Like, she's like, ow, ah, Annie.
Ow.
She's really
Yeah.
screaming and crying, and she's going down, and she said that she was telling the instructor that she's strapped to, she said, just point me to the nearest hospital and take me there.
Oh, no.
Because they're going down, because she said it hurt her so bad. But
She was working that lawsuit.
yeah, she was. Oh, Annie. So that was fun. We got to take Dad, and Dad gets to the end at the end of the video of him, skydiving, and he goes, "That was excellent."
Yeah.
He's got like khakis on with black socks and white Walmart tennis shoes.
He was stoked, though. You could see the excitement
Yeah.
and the fear and everything. Like,
Yeah.
it was all those emotions.
He said he
on
was
his
too
face.
old to do it, and so I knew he was going to say that when I took him there, and he didn't know he was the one going. He thought he was just going with me and Annie, and so I was like, "Strap up, big boy, here
And
we
when
go."
he gets there, so you didn't even give him time to talk his way
prepare.
out of it.
Yeah, so he just smoked through, just like, oh. So he said, "No, I'm too old. No, I'm not doing that." And so I was prepared. So I whipped out my iPad and I showed him videos of a 98-year-old lady skydiving.
Oh, you let him.
I was like, you let this 90-year-old grandma beat you? She can do it and you can't do it, and I...
It's just like chess. You're a step ahead of him.
Yeah,
like
the step ahead.
and that got him.
yeah, that got him up there, and he
gosh.
went with his khaki pants and black socks on.
Yes,
White
I'll
tennis
try to
shoes.
link the video in our YouTube description if I can.
we can find it. So it was good. He had that song, I went skydiving.
Oh yeah, and then American Woman,
Yeah.
Get Away From Me.
That was a good time. So that was the whole thing. Was Dad said, "I'll let you do this. I'll let you get away with this with your fake ID and everything else if you just promise don't tell your mother. And if your mother finds out I let you do this, then I'm really in for it." So. So that was the one that really stuck out in my head when we were coming up with our little stories for this. And Mom, I called her when I was on the way over here.
Look at this.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's awesome. Cullen just pulled it up right now, the video of Dad skydiving. But so anyway,
That's crazy.
I called Mom on the way over here and I asked her if she could remember any that she found out about, and she was real mad. And she goes, "Oh yeah, when he quit his job for 2 weeks, and I didn't find out for 2 weeks because he told y'all not to tell me." And that was a big one. That wasn't ice cream.
Oh my
Size
God.
one.
Yeah, golly, I forgot all about that until
I did
you
too
said it.
until Mom said it. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "When we moved to the new house." So we grew up in one house when we moved to the other one, and Mom had finally had a job where she was working. She was a teacher, and then Dad was working as an accountant. They both had like steady jobs, and been working there for a while, and Dad quit his job to become an entrepreneur yet again because he's done that several times.
Yeah.
And so his next, harebrained scheme, I don't remember what it was, but he had quit for 2 weeks, I guess, and she didn't know about it. So
That is
we all knew about it,
crazy.
and that she didn't, and she was mad about it. So
Oh my God, sorry. I'm just sitting here reading. I was about to get on here and check all these tweets, and I just see this news here. Demi Lovato overdosed on heroin.
nuh-uh, she's alive? Or
No.
she passed away?
I think so.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know though. Hang on.
Oh my God, that is so
I don't
sad.
know. Like
That
I've
is
got chills. I was
crazy.
just sitting here going, "Are you kidding me?"
She's such a gorgeous
Reportedly
girl.
hospitalized. Okay, so I don't know if that.
Okay, so she's
I'm not trying to spread rumors or anything. but
Wow, that's crazy.
This is like
Colin.
live. Like this
Yeah.
is Demi Lovato.
This is
like
today.
what? Oh my gosh.
That's crazy, Cullen.
Lovato has long been open about her struggle with substance abuse.
It is a sad sight
wanna
when
know-
somebody loses it to that,
Yeah, an
That's-
apparent heroin overdose.
Hey, listen,
Kids, don't do drugs.
drugs.
Like seriously.
Seriously. Like,
Oh my
God.
gosh, it is like
That's crazy.
horrible.
Yeah, that's kind of definitely a somber note for the rest of the
Sorry, I
for
didn't
the
mean to,
last
like-
of the podcast. But yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe that.
I just saw that. Yeah, it's just like it can be anybody, anytime, anywhere, any
Yeah. Just don't do it.
son, daughter. And we can like maybe talk about our drug history or something
Right,
in the
yeah,
past.
our
Our
past
past
stuff.
like what's it called? Testing
Substance abuse.
No, like I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't either. Yeah.
Dabble in different areas of life, that
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody kind of experiments and stuff, but I don't know.
Experiment. I think that's what
the
I was.
word. Yeah, I think everybody kind of experiments. Well, I mean, not everybody, obviously, but some people do. And sometimes, I mean, especially with stuff like that, thank God that I like any kind of stuff like that makes me sick. Like if I go to the doctor and I'm in pain or something, they give me a pain pill. If I even eat like a half of one of the smallest ones, then I will be throwing up all day. So I'm lucky, but you hear this epidemic and of this kind of drugs and stuff, and it's just so sad that everybody is. Some people that just hooks them, and then next thing you know, you're losing these beautiful young people that too soon. And just say no, folks.
Okay, yeah.
Just
So
don't do it.
I think she's still alive. Everybody's saying it's just she's been hospitalized and. God,
Yeah, we'll
man.
look into that a little more. Maybe touch on that next week. And
I mean,
see
people
what
are
happens.
tweeting and saying like she wasn't sober anymore, and nobody ever kept their eyes on her. Like that's what I'm trying to say is like just be aware of your friends and family and
what they're
you know,
going through
that kind of
and all
thing.
that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Oh
for
man,
sure.
okay. Anyway,
Well,
so what was your other don't tell mom?
That
Or
was it.
dad?
That was it.
Okay,
that was
cool.
it. Yeah, Dad telling the whole quitting his job thing. That was what
Yeah.
Mom really stuck out as pissed her off the most. So she didn't know her husband had quit his job for 2 weeks before and then it's time to pay bills, and he's going, oh well, I don't have a job.
Yeah,
And she finds
golly.
out we all knew for the whole 2 weeks, and we kept our mouths.
Being married
shut.
and older now, how scary would that be though? Like for mom?
I know, right? Let me ask
Oh.
you, Colin, how many times have you said "Don't tell Mom" to Gaines or Brooks?
It's been like the little white ice cream stuff or candy, that kind of thing. But I guess it all
I know, I do it.
starts small,
I'll give you
like-
some candy. Don't tell Mom.
Yeah, just don't tell your mother.
Yeah.
It's just. I hope it. I keep thinking about that. One day is Brooks going to be like, "Hey, Dad, you want a beer?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, am I going to be like feeble and crippled and not be able to get off the couch? Is that why he's asking, or is it just because he's of age and I don't care? But like, what's Katie going to think about that type of?
Oh Lord.
What's
that's
your
down the road,
because
but-
Dad would let us get away with more stuff than
Yeah.
Mom and
Yeah, if I asked Dad, like I remember asking Dad for a sip of his beer. When I was,
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
When he was down there in the basement at our house,
yeah.
drinking a beer and watching TV after work or something.
And I think he'd even like walk in on me and not even say anything,
Yeah.
Just like, get out.
Yeah, I think Mom
what
was
you really
definitely
do.
the punisher. Yeah, she was the one that punished us. I don't know if Mom knows about this one, but one time there was a boy under the bed. And listen, this is why. So his shoes were like out, like he just slept over because he was supposed to be at his parents' house, or he was supposed to be at his friend's house or something. He couldn't go home because it didn't go with his story, whatever he had told his parents, right? So he had needed a place to stay. Well, he crawled. I had a ladder outside my window. He crawled in, and I don't even think it was my room. I think it was Annie's room. But anyway, he needed to go. He needed to go somewhere before Mom came down in the morning and got us up for school. So we let him sleep under the bed. Well, his feet were popping out. Thank God Dad was the one that came down that day
Let
because
him sleep under the bed.
he sleep under the bed. So he had all his clothes on. And he's got his shoes poking out of the bottom. And Dad comes down to wake us up. Thank God it was Dad and not Mom. And he comes down with his coffee and he just sips it. He looks at me. He looks down at it was my room, I remember. He looks at me. He looks down at the shoes poking out from underneath my bed. And he just goes over and he kicks the boy. He's like pushing my friend like with his foot, pushing his feet to where it hides under the bed.
Like, get back up under there some more.
He said, he better be out before your mother comes down here.
Oh, my gosh.
I just kept drinking his coffee and went on about his way. I was like, God.
That is so Dad, though. That's
Charlie,
just crazy.
wake up. Yeah, wake up, you gotta go.
Oh, man. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
And we never got to Twitter notifications here. And not a lot happened. I think the Demi Lovato stuff kind of took over
yeah, it
Twitter.
did.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any. Will there be another DBEJ CK reunion? I wish there could be. We get that asked a lot. That's when we.
Wait,
go.
what is that?
That's when we go hang out in our bathing suits, where we all go hang out together and do like a vacation.
Oh,
with Brian and Missy from the Hey Babe podcast.
Oh, okay. That's
and then
cool.
Ellie and Jared from the Ellie and Jared podcast.
That would be cool. Why don't y'all
And
do
YouTube.
that? Y'all need to do a big.
Yeah. It's so hard with so many kids and playing
Yeah.
and everything.
And didn't it,
we're on opposite
Somebody just had a baby,
parts of the
right?
world. Oh yeah, Ellie
Yeah.
and Jared just.
Oh,
did.
I bet that'd be really hard with having a
Yeah.
little newborn. you
Oh
know?
no, she brought her other newborn to the beach last time we had it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I had the reunion. So she like trucked through that one. That was
that'd be
that was
exhausting.
oh my gosh, I felt so bad for her. And,
Well, yeah,
but she
you
still had the best time, I think. So
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, you
that's
should
good.
get together maybe when y'all have a little more,
yeah, totally.
Some-
It's
some
always
babysitters and
it's
some
always
time.
in the back of our heads.
right? You got to bring a nanny.
Yes, 3.
You bring 3 nannies. It takes a village, folks.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching our podcast today or listening to our podcast today. I guess that's oxymoron, watching a podcast. But thanks for
I know.
listening.
Why would you want to do that? Why? I mean, a podcast is a podcast. Why?
Some people are visual people.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
a visual person.
Yeah,
I'd
no.
rather watch it than listen, but that's me, and there's a lot of people that just like drive and listen. Hopefully y'all are enjoying our podcast. Please let us know with your feedback.
Send
and-
us voice memos or messages
Yes.
through the Anchor app. I
Yes.
really want to hear your voice.
Yeah,
and,
we can
like,
play your voice.
your stories.
Yeah, we can play your voice and your story on, while we're doing this on our podcast and live or, live.
And they don't
or
have to be
whatever.
all whipping stories, like anything, like
Yeah, any story.
any and all story. Like we just want to hear generic. We just try to narrow the topics down each week. But
Exactly. So
Any
thank y'all
story.
for watching, and please leave if you like our podcast and you're a fan. Give us some reviews, some
5
positive.
stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5
yeah.
stars.
So we can go.
So watch this. If you're watching, I just made a light go through my head.
Okay. I was wondering what these things were on his fingers. He's got little strobe lights. Okay. Anyway, thank y'all so much for listening. Please tune in next week. Leave us some good reviews, and we'll see you next Tuesday for 2 Times Tuesday.
2 Times Tuesdays, YouTube, and all your favorite listening apps. Don't tell me.
Don't tell me.
Fly into the sky.